looking at the themes, I am working with a non-full site editing theme right now. 2020 and 2021 are non-full site editing themes. 2022 and the zoologist are both full site editing themes. One of the biggest things you will see is when you're working with a non full site editing theme is that you have the availability to use the customizer to create your menus, or you have the menu option to create your menus. And so that is on the dashboard underneath appearance on the left side. And then the fourth item down is to create menus. When you use this option, you click on the word menus. It opens up a dialog box that will allow you to create a new menu and establish its location. So if I create a new menu, is right here at the top. I can select a menu that's already created, or I can create a new menu, and that is over here to the right. So this white box right here across the top here, it says create new menu. If I create a new menu, I have to name it. So I can name it anything I want. This is just something that you will remember. So if I create a new menu name, so far I think I have two already created. So I'm just going to call this my primary menu. And I'm going to decide where its location is going to be. It's going to be desktop horizontal. So this is the location. This is the name. So the menu name is right here in the box. And then the menu settings, the display location tells me where it's going to be displayed. This will be very theme dependent on how this works. So then I will create a menu. After I create a menu, with this option underneath Appearance and Menu, I have to have the pages already built to use this option. If the pages aren't built, I don't have the availability to create the pages in this dialog box. So the pages will be over here on the left underneath Pages. I can also, the posts would also have to be built. Custom links, that's you can create custom links to anything outside your website to go to an external link, or if you want to have a link to a category across your page. And categories are associated with post. So if I want to select, I can actually view all of the pages. So I want to make sure I get my home page and my post page. Those are the two I really want. And this is my primary menu, so I don't need my privacy policy there. And then I just select the other pages that I would like to have on my navigation or my menu across the top. And then when I add to the menu, this will add them all over to the right side and allow me to modify their position with a four-headed arrow. So now as I roll over them, I have a four-headed arrow and I can drag and drop them with the four-headed arrow. So I click on the name and pull it down to where I want it to be. Maybe I want contacts to be the last item in the menu. Underneath About Us, I'm going to put Staff as a submenu and Volunteers as a submenu item underneath About. So I have my About page, then I have my submenu items, and all I do is drag them over to the right just a little bit with that four-headed arrow. And maybe I want Services before FAQs. And so now it's all in the order that I want. I go to the bottom right-hand corner where it says Save Menu, and I'm able to save the menu. What I need to do now is show you how the other menu, so this menu will be displayed at the front of my website. So now if I look at the front of my website now, that menu will be displayed at the top, and I have the home, the about, staff, volunteers, service, FAQ, and puppies. So when I look at the front of my website, it's home, about, then the staff and volunteers, services, FAQ, puppies news, and then contacts. That was the menu that I just created for the website using the menu option underneath appearance and menus. If I use the appearance and go to customize, I can also create menus this way. So via the customizer, you have the option to open up the customizer menu and create menus also. And we're going to do that next and to show you how that is done. So then when I come here, the customizer is different for every single theme, so you have to be very aware of it. But there is this menu option that should be for most of your themes that are non-full site editing themes right now. So this is for non-full site editing themes. So then I can actually select this menu, and here is where I create the new menu with this menu option down here. So I'm going to create a new menu, and I'm going to call it custom because I'm making it with a customizer. And I'm also going to say its menu location, which is the next item down here. It's going to be the desktop horizontal, is going to be the menu location. And then at the bottom right corner here in this menu option or in this dialog, I'm going to go ahead and select the next button, and it will open up the options to add items to this menu. So now if I add items to this menu, I just click it, it will show me the items that are available for me to add. So again, I'm going to add the home page and the puppy page. And different from the other one, this one flies the items over as I click on them and it puts a check mark next to them. It puts them over to the left side of this dialog box. So from the right side, it moves it to the left side. And I'm going to go ahead and do staff and volunteers. And I'm going to do services, about, and contact. So I'm going to do less items on this one. I'm not going to put FAQ on this one. Again, I have the availability now to add pages. So if I wanted to add my CEO, I can add a page with this customizer menu, which I wasn't able to do with the menu just underneath appearance. So this adds the CEO item to the bottom of the layer stack, and then it allows me to manipulate and organize these the same way I was able to organize the other menu. So I want home, about, CEO. I'm making my sub menu, staff, and volunteer. So here I have the availability. My top menu will be home, about, services, puppy news, and contacts. You should see some of it displaying over here as you're making the change. And then the submenus underneath about will be CEO, staff, and volunteer. The big blue publish at the top of the dialog box here is what I need to click now to save this. So it will say publish. You will see the changes displaying over here. When I'm done with the customizer, it will say published. I will be able to return to the customizer menu by clicking the arrow going to the left, and it will take me back up a menu item. And so I'll go back up one menu item, go back up the second menu item. It takes me back to the customize menu. If I'm done with the customizer, I can actually click the X, the top left corner. That will close the customizer and it will take me back to the dashboard. So the customizer opens up a menu of its own. It is very theme based, so be very aware that the customizer is very theme based. It is different. The customizer is different than the menu item underneath appearance. So those are two ways to create menus with non full site editing themes. So now if I change my theme to a full site editing theme, so I'm going to go ahead and change my theme to a full site editing theme, and I'm going to go ahead and activate Zoologist. If I look at the front end of Zoologist, I will see um, the menu that I have here because I did go ahead and play with Zoologist to add a menu earlier, but I will show you how you can modify it. So with this one, if I come back here to the dashboard, or even if I go to menus, I can create menus, um, or I could go to menus. It will take me to where I can make a menu like we did with the first menu we created. If I go to the customizer, so if I go to the theme and I go to the customizer for this theme, there is not the option on the full site editing theme to use the menu option like we were on the non full site editing themes. So that's something I want you to be very aware of is it's going to be very dependent if you're using full site editing themes or non full site editing themes and what the customizer will allow you to do. So this is what the customizer looks like on the full site editing theme. If I come here to edit the navigation, I have the availability to select a predefined menu. So I can actually select a menu, and these are the menus that I created previously. And I can select one of these and have it be the menu that I want to display. So as you can tell, this little icon that looks like a compass, it actually has like a circle and it has the like the compass arrows in it. If you click on that, that is the navigation block. So I can actually click on the block and I have the availability to look at each of the items. One of the things to be very aware of when you're in the full site editing mode is you might want to actually use this list view to manipulate where items are in your menu. So now if I need to move things in my menu, I have to use that full site editing to place things in different orders now. So if I want to add things, so that is the list view. So I do have the availability to also add spacers and social icons and some different things and play with this. It gives me more flexibility, but you do have to have some idea of what is going on when you're using the full site editing. When you're done manipulating where you want your menu item to be, go ahead and save. And this is over on the right side and click save, and that will save the full site editing. When you want to go back to the dashboard, or if you want to exit the list view, in the list view, you just press the X to the right of the word list view here, and you just go back to the W. Here it's showing me I'm in the full site editing mode that allows me to change anything across the whole site. I have the availability to do templates across the full site editor or template parts, and that will go associated with that full site editing video that I have for you guys. If you need to get back to the dashboard, go all the way to the top above the word editor, click on the word dashboard, and it will take you out of the customizer for the full site editing and allow you to get back to the dashboard. So those are some things that you should be aware of. I do have a couple videos about working with just the full site editor and working with the menu in the full site editor. So I will give you those so that